sisters, let's walk together joyfully. I am a cloud, I am the blue sky, I am a bird, sending out its wings. I am a flower, I am the sunshine, I am the earth, receiving a seed. And I am free when my heart is open. Yes, I am free when my mind is clear. Oh dear brothers, oh dear sisters.
Remember that we match our footsteps with our breathing. We match the steps with our in-breath or our out-breath, but not the other way around. Okay? So that we, thanks to the awareness of our breathing, then our mind can be one with our body. And in this practice of walking intention, the body is the steps that we make. Our legs touch the ground, so that we can be present for our friends, our brothers and sisters who are walking with us, and also we feel the nourishment, the beauty of the nature surrounding us. Because if we are so often on autopilot, we get lost into our thoughts, and that brings about worry, irritation, distraction, etc. But when our mind is focused on our breathing and what we are doing in the present moment, so our senses become positively heightened. So we'd like to invite everybody to experiment this practice. So definitely, would you mind to help me start the practice?
Yes, I am free when my mind is clear. Oh dear brothers, oh dear sisters, let's walk together joyfully. I am a cloud, I am the blue sky, I am a bird, sending out its wings. I am a flower, I am the sunshine, I am the earth, receiving a seed. And I am free when my heart is open. Yes, I am free when my mind is clear. From the mountains, the flowers, the children and the deer, we all love each other. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a home for everyone in my heart.
So thank you so much for participating. It's good start to song for the first day, and as we go along, we will share with you some songs, joyful songs. So now we would like to invite our monastic brothers and sisters to
Dear respected Tang, dear brothers and sisters, dear noble community, welcome to our wake-up retreat. Can everyone hear okay in the mic? Is it loud enough? Yeah, okay. So during this retreat we'll have a chance to practice together. We begin this retreat with the practice of chanting. It's to water the seeds of awareness. We borrow the words of the chant to awaken in us for well-wishing, for the well-being of all beings, to water the seeds of compassion in our heart. And we practice as the brothers and sisters chant. As you listen, you may like to make sure you're sitting comfortably on your cushion so that you can participate fully. When our body is relaxed, we are open in our mind. We're not afflicted by negativity, and we're very open and we can receive what we hear, what we see in a very spacious way. So we allow the chant. We practice to chant and listen and allow those seeds to be watered in us. Every day we will have a chance to do that. If you feel you can touch a concentration, you're also welcome to join your palms and bring your body and mind together in a lotus like this. As we listen to the chant, we can close our eyes and allow the chant to flow into us. This evening we'll begin the retreat with the chant, May the day be well.
With the
So dear respected teacher, dear brothers and sisters, brothers and dear friends, before we begin, let us sit comfortably, sit upright. Ensure that our back is straight upward. And your shoulders relax. You can sit in any way that you like, but as long as you sit comfortably, relax. Let us enjoy the bells together. And as we listen to the bell, just simply come back to ourselves. Breathing in, we are aware that we are breathing in. Breathing out, we are aware that we are breathing out. And we follow our breathing, our breath from the beginning all the way to the end. And it helps us to stay focused so that the mind can just really heal with the body. So let us practice together. Let us listen to ourselves the bell. Good evening, dear friends. How many of us here are feeling a little bit sleepy? Okay, thank you. Good to know. This side is sleepy, this side is wide awake. That's right. Okay, we're going to do a little exercise to wake us up a little bit. So everyone, take your right hand, stretch it up. And we're going to ask you to reach forward and see if you can touch the shoulder of your neighbor in front of you. Just reach out. Front row, pretend you have a neighbor. Stretch a little more. You can reach farther, everyone. Just a little bit more. Stretch those fingers out. Anyone touching anyone yet? Impossible. Okay, come on. Okay, there's a secret. We're going to touch our own shoulder now. Just place your hand on your shoulder. Okay? Kind of corny, I know. And allow yourself, open your shoulders. And feel how much more relaxing that is. Sitting stably, not having to reach or run after anything outside of us. Just resting in our body right now. The theme of this retreat is, the way out is in. That's another way of saying everything that we have, that we need and want, for our well-being is right inside of us. Okay. Often you can drop your hands. Often we have inherited this habit of running after things. Just because sometimes things out there look so appealing, right? Very appetizing, appealing. We've been kind of trained by society to look for happiness outside of ourselves. So it's a very natural tendency that when we're in a new environment, like school, or we've just started a new job, we're looking outside of ourselves to find what we can do to fit in, to make ourselves happy, to make other people happy with us. to define our happiness by how other people see us. We're running after things. But here we're going to invite you to come into a very different mindset. We're going to drop that and invite you to explore your capacity to be happy right where you are, however you are, whatever things you have or have not done in your life yet, to really be at peace with yourself. In this retreat, we're going to have a chance to learn how to take care, recognize and love our body, our feelings, our thoughts. We're going to learn how to embrace difficult emotions, learn how to drop judgments about ourselves and about other people, so that we can do that very thing that this retreat is asking us to do, to wake up to the beauty, the peacefulness, the clarity inside of ourselves. So tonight, because some of us are a little bit sleepy, that we're going to have a very concentrated and concise orientation. It's just to get you started, to wet your lips as to what we're going to be practicing for the next 3 days. Some very concrete practices that will ground us in our body, help us to not be carried away by our thoughts and our feelings. Thank you.
So dear friends, we would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to the Big Wake Up Spring Camp Retreat this year. Let us flowers everyone for being here with us tonight. And sitting up here, we recognize that there are people that attended the retreat 2 years ago, and they're here with us. We're very happy to see them back with us, quite numbers of them. We're also very happy to see there are newcomers, first time here. And if you are first time here attending this retreat, would you please raise your hand? Quite a number too. So wonderful. We were informed that the quite a number of people registered for this retreat, for the spring camp. Approximately about 152 people. So it's about half and half. Half is from Oregon and half from the Washington area. So we are very happy to see there's a lot of young people coming up in your heart and your mind to come here and practice with us, spending the 2 days with us together. Sitting up here, looking at all of the beautiful faces, young faces down there, has reminded me how young I was. Back then, when I was sitting down there like you, I'm still young. We're still young, right? It's so nice for the Big Wake Up team to come back to Seattle this year. It's a very nourishing for us every time that we come to Seattle. And the weather is very beautiful. I think it's such a gift for us to be here and to enjoy this weather. We know that the Northwest rains a lot. So what a unique opportunity for us to enjoy 2 days together with a beautiful setting like this. And very beautiful people around, kind heart together. So we have 2 days together, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So as I said earlier, there are approximately about 152 people registered for this retreat. So tonight is about, so far, is only half of them came so far. So tomorrow there will be 4 people. I would like to take this opportunity first to introduce our brothers and sisters on the stage, so that we know who we are, so that we know who we are. Very far to my right is Brother Fat Hope. Brother Papa is the youngest brother in ordinary age. He's very young. He ordained, he came to the monastery when he was only 15. He actually ordained 1 year before I. So even though the ordinary age he is young, but he's very wise, very mature in his practice. He lives in the Magnolia Grove Monastery, in Mississippi. So we are very happy to have him with us on the tour. And then next to him, to the left of him, right behind him, is Sister Tham Nim. Sister Tham Nim has been ordained quite a number of years now. We are one of the elder sisters on the stage, and she is very humorous. Sometimes if you feel blue, she talk to her. She can make you smile. Sister Tham Nim's family lives in Brooklyn Monastery in New York. And next to Sister Tham Nim, right in front of her, to her left, is Sister Thay Nim. Sister Thay Nim was born in the U.S., born and raised in the U.S. Of course, I think she speaks English well. She is the elder sister in this group, and she is very humble. So every time if you feel to listen to some good music, to hear some good music, she's the one. Right behind Sister Thay Nim is Brother Phakten. Brother Phakten is also one of the elder brothers. Among all of the brothers here, he is the eldest. He came from Vietnam. Brother Phakten has a very, very beautiful voice. He can sing, he can chant really, really well. Not only he sings well, he chants well, he also cooks really well too. So we're very happy to have him with us. And to my left is Sister Dai Nim. Sister Dai Nim came from Vietnam. Sister Dai Nim is very quiet, very peaceful. So if you need some peaceful moment, someone to just, she's the one. And right, Sister sitting all the way in the back, doing some translation for our elders. Sister with a big smile, that's Sister Dam Nim, also known as Sister D. And she loves young people. So if you feel young, you feel energetic, you feel someone to release some energy to talk to, she's the one. Or you want to play, she's the one. We also have a Sister Boy Nim who is taking care of the tuition program. Sister Dam Nim, also from Magnolia Grove Monastery, Mississippi. And Sister Dai Nim, also from Magnolia Grove Monastery. And Sister Boy Nim, also from Magnolia Grove Monastery. And then we have Brother Kai. Is he around? Brother Kai, he is taking care, he's helping to organize this retreat. So he's not here, but Brother Kai, as we all know, he's the guitar brother. Sing and make us sing and laugh. Brother Kai from Deer Park Monastery in California, Southern California. Last but not least, myself, Brother Wing. I grew up in this area, in the Northwest area, so I'm very happy to be back here. And it's also very nourishing for me to be able to bring the practice back here, to invite my brothers and sisters to come back to the Emerald City, or the state, the Evergreen State, to be able to share the practice with all the young people here. So again, let us give big flowers for all of our brothers and sisters here with us. We are fully aware that you have traveled a long way to come to the Cornet, the retreat site, to be with us tonight. Some of us have traveled 4 or 5 hours to come here. And we know it's a long day for you to travel, so we try to make it short and quick. Now, we would like to share some of the basic practices with you so that you will be able to fully enjoy the retreat, the whole time that you're here with us, as well as you'll be able to bring them home and apply in your daily life. And let us invite Sister Tae In to introduce some of the basic practices with us, and then Mother Fatho and myself will continue. Maybe before we begin, maybe can we have oneself the bell? Let us listen to oneself the bell. Just simply come back to ourselves and then just enjoy our breathing.
So dear friends, it might sound funny that to be fully alive we have to learn how to stop. Stopping here doesn't mean stopping, shutting down, stopping, not living. It means stopping to be fully present for what's going on inside of us. To be fully present, to be aware of what's going on around us. This is what we call living mindfully, the present moment. In fact, we are always experiencing the present moment, right? Each time, each moment is a new moment. But how many of us are aware that this is a new opportunity for us right now? This next breath is a new moment, a new rebirth for us right now. We are not often aware. So our first very basic practice is to embrace the possibility of slowing down and stopping, to be with something very basic, something that we carry with us all day, all night, which is our breath. I'd like to invite you to put your hand on your abdomen. Our abdomen, it rises and falls with our breath. It also rises and falls when we're full or empty. It's one of the two basic rhythms of our life. Our heartbeat is one and our breath is the other. I'd like to invite you to open up your shoulders a little bit. Scoot forward on your cushion so that you're sitting with enough space in your abdomen so that you can breathe in and out, feel the rise and fall comfortably. And this very basic practice of being aware of the breath, belly breathing, is one very easy way that we slow down, stop, and become present for ourselves. It's like a mother holding a baby, cradling a baby. When we have a chance to be with our breath, hold our abdomen. Feel what's going on inside of us. Literally feel what's going on inside of us. We're slowing down. We're taking our mind back from the distractions out there and coming back to something very central and important, which is our state of mind, the well-being or ill-being of our body. So breathing in, aware that the abdomen is rising without forcing it, just aware as it inflates. Breathing out, aware the abdomen is falling. We're not controlling it, we're just befriending our breath. As it comes in, we can say to ourselves, in, feel it from beginning to end, in and out. In and out. So during this retreat, we're going to take it down a little bit, take it down a notch. We will be having fun, but we will also be supporting one another to be in a calm and peaceful space, to slow down a little bit so that as we walk, as we eat, as we converse with one another, become more aware of what's going on. When we're driving by a garden at 60 miles an hour, it's very hard to recognize what's in the garden. It's the same thing with us. When our mind is going at the speed of light, it's very hard for us to really see the elements of our well-being or the elements of our suffering as they come up, the thoughts and the feelings. So we take it down a notch, we slow down a little bit when we walk, we do one thing at a time, and we come back to the breath over and over again to train our mind to slow down, to get into the rhythm of observing something as regular, as mundane as our breath, to be able to breathe new life into what we normally call boring, what we normally call mundane. So the basis of our practice is to slow down, to be present for what's going on, to be able to learn from life, to be able to learn from what's really going on inside of us. And we do this in all of the activities in the retreat, whether we are eating in the dining hall, sitting meditation, walking meditation, practicing to listen deeply to one another as we share in Dharma sharing circles. And my brothers will continue to share in more detail about each of these areas.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, dear friends, I'm so happy that I'm sitting here with you. I wish I have a soft and comfortable pillow right here and I can lie down. Because I have a headache right now. So it feels like there's some guy who holding stick and hitting my head. But I'm trying to relax and let it go. I want to share with you the practice called listening to the bell. Either any one of you have the bell at home? Please raise your hand. Yes, thank you. So, what do you do with the bell?
The bell on itself.
Most of us, we just put the bell on the shelf or on the altar and look. Is it right? Yes, it is. I knew it. Because we don't know how to practice. And we don't know how to apply with the bell. So one time my mother told me that, oh, I just bought a new bell, and everybody in this house needs to be stopped whenever the bell rings. And I said, what? Because I was a very, very energetic child. That's some bad news for me, you know. And a little bit fun, but quite very, very hard to accept, because it's something like you need to stop, you know. And I don't feel comfortable with. But when I came to the monastery and I observed the brothers and sisters who suddenly stopped and they smiled, that is. And I said, how they can smile when they listen to the bell. And for me, it's kind of the rule I need to follow. But slowly, I observe people, and I can be in touch with the peace in myself. Because in the past, I saw that I cannot touch the peace, the quiet inside me, and so I just running around and find something fun outside, but forgetting myself. And today I want to share with you about how to listen to the bell. And maybe in the future you will feel like me in the past, or the bell is not some kind of disturbing for your life. And something I like the practice listening to the bell is because I like it, so I practice it, and I have my happiness, real happiness. It's not mean that, oh, I need to do it, I must do it. That is also what you guys need to do in the future or right now. We have tendency that we run around so much without thought. And the psychologist people said that we have 80%, over 80% running our thought for our daily life. 80%, and most of them are useless. Do you think it's right? Who here think it's right? Raise your hand. Okay. So the most of you don't think it's right? Yeah, that's also my response when I just read about that. 80%, and only 20% I think something stupid. But I just reflect, and going through the practice, I saw that, oh, most of the time I think nonsense. Like, oh man, the weather is so cold, and like, or in Mississippi in the summer it's really hot. It's like, yeah, you have barbecue for yourself. And because I'm very used to have the cold weather, and I love cold weather. And in Mississippi is one of my crazy time. But I need to adapt to survive. Yeah, just crazy thinking. Bring to my thoughts for if you know how to observe your mind or your thought, you will be more aware what you're going to do for right or not wrong. So when I knew about that, I just applied it into my practice, is listening to the bell. And when the bell ringing, I just stop. Not only stop outside. Your body is already stopped. Everybody can see it. You don't need to show, okay? But your mind. Mostly I just stop and my mind, it's just like that. And I cannot touch the happiness. And I feel, oh, it's disturbing the bell all the time. But slowly, with the practice, and when I see my happiness is more important things than the formal practice, and I come back to my in-breath, out-breath, and stop my thinking, stop thinking around, not allow my mind continue running in my head, and I come back to myself, my true home. True home here is not your home, your house, but your home inside. There's a story that there's a long-term practitioner in Magnolia. He, after 6 months of practice with us, and he came back to his house and he tried to bring the practice, inviting the bell for his parents, because his parents is arguing all the times and talking very and so he want to bring the practice to his parents. And one time the parent, they have the argument, and he just brought the bell back out and invite one sound the bell. And then his mom said, look at that. And his father, and they don't know what to do, just stay freeze and look at each other. And then the man asked, what is that? What is this for? So he said, this is the bell. I learned it from Magnolia Grove Monastery in Buddhism, and I want to share it with you how to practice it. And after that, his father is kind of obsessed with the bell, and he tried to invite every sound of the bell, and bam bam bam. And his wife in the kitchen said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm coming back home." That's little things, but it brings a lot of joy for his father. The bell is not only putting on the altar and you observe. So sometimes we need to come back to ourselves. We need to see clearly what inside of you right now. That's why we have the sitting meditation. Most of the time we're too busy outside. We carry away from the society and Facebook, Gmail. I also have Facebook, but I don't spend a lot of times in Facebook. Social media is also important, but not the main center for your life. So waste too much time on social media. We have tendency to running away too much, and we don't know who we are. How many of you struggling with your life and your future? Raise your hand. Honestly, honestly. Nobody? Oh. Okay. Okay. Sister mentioned that please close your eyes and reflect, and then open your eyes and raise your hand. I'm just kidding. I'm sure that you're not saying, but all of us, small or big, we all have struggling with our life. I always asking myself, who am I? Why I'm become a monk? Why I'm not have so much happiness? Why I'm so what? Asking a lot of myself, and I don't know where's the answer. And then I run into all that question is going in my mind. And probably the answer is never reveals if you always asking all the questions and you try to reveal all that questions. And sometimes I just stop and practice, try to let it be. And I focus on myself more. What I'm going to do now to have more happiness, rather than I just question. So with the practice sitting meditation, it helped me a lot. Every day we have the sitting meditation, but one day we have lazy day. It's Monday. We have lazy the whole day, so we can do everything we want. But in a weekday, we practice sitting meditation every morning. Even I'm still sleepy sometimes, but it's bringing a lot of joy for me. And when you practice sitting meditation, just sit down and find a solitude place, quiet, and with supported environment. Don't sit down in front of many people walk by, or you just losing your mind. Even you sit there, but your mind is focused, people around, disturb your mind. So find peaceful place and sit down. Just take around 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day to practice, and sit down and come back to yourself. Most of us, we don't know who we are, and we try to looking outside, and we never satisfies our desire. That's why every day we just sit down for 5-10 minutes, and you practice breathing in, breathing out. Come back to yourself. Come back to your true home, and then you will see what you're going to do for the next step. The important thing is when you sit down, letting go all the thinking, the thoughts coming up, and focus in your breathing is very important. Sometimes we just we knew our thought is coming too much, but we cannot stop it, or we allow it, or we have tendency to allow it because it's a habit. So we think, oh yeah, this thought is I knew it's not good, but it brings me a little bit fun. And it's happen every time we practice, and our mind is occupied times, and we waste time. So please just sit down for 5 minutes every day, every morning, 5 minutes only. You don't waste so much time, and it's bring a lot of energy, happiness for you. And you will find, maybe you will find some peace and happiness, or your aspiration for your day. One thing I want to share is we cannot control our life, everything, but we have a choice. You can choose happiness, or you can choose suffering. So, like, I love pizza, but somebody bring me rice or spaghetti. I cannot say, oh no, okay? Because I cannot control it. People just offer me pizza or rice, only two options. But if they offer pizza, I'm happy. But they offer for rice or spaghetti, I cannot control it, okay? I can choose, okay, now I can choose. I choose happy. Even I don't have pizza to eat, but I'm still happy. Or I choose. For the whole day. Yeah, so each of you need to choose. You cannot control everything, but you can choose your happiness, your suffering. So I hope you will benefit the practice. Listen to the bell, and the practice of sitting meditation will benefit you every day. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Brother Hope, for
So the sister mentioned that I should show you how to sit in meditation. So the easy way is to sit upright and feel relaxed. You can sit in half lotus position or full lotus position, cross your leg. Just feel relaxed and feel comfortable, whatever position you choose. And put your hand on your knees, or like this. Just relax your shoulder and relax your on the muscle from the head to the toes. Focus into your breathing in and breathing out, and observe the rising up of the abdomen and falling down. When you breathe in, the abdomen will rise up. Breathing out, let it be. And then, whenever the thinking or your habit, the negative thinking goes up, just don't try to control it. Let it go. Just aware and let it go. When you're only aware, you don't need to have a battle. So just let it go. Whenever the thoughts rise up and control your mind, try to aware and slowly all the tension and your thought will be disappear. And whenever you're breathing, your breath in, out, is short, even it's short, but it's fine. Don't try to control it. And just sit like that and feel peace, feel light and comfortable. And that is the basic practice, so I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Brother Papa, for a joyful sharing on the sitting meditation as well as listening to the bell. Let us put that into the practice. Let us listen to oneself the bell together. And in our monasteries, when we listen to the sounds of the bell, we think of it like the voice of the Buddha, the voice that Jesus carried is calling us back to our true home. So what that means is whatever we do, whatever we are thinking or doing, we stop. We just let go of everything and just simply come back to our in-breath and our breath and just really be one at that particular moment. So let us just enjoy oneself the bell together. For me, every time it's such that we have an opportunity to just come back to ourselves and be able to breathe, it's such a luxury to have the opportunity to do so. One of my favorite practices is the walking meditation. And for me, walking meditation is very nourishing, and at the same time, it's very healing for me. This afternoon, we had an opportunity to practice the short walking meditation led by Sister Tan Yin. Most of us are here, they participate in that walking meditation. Did you actually enjoy the walking meditation this afternoon? Was it peaceful too? Yeah. I think so too. It was very peaceful, and I appreciate it. The collective energy that we generated together. Often that we walk, we're not aware that we are walking. Our body might be here, but our mind may be somewhere else. So when we walk, we're not really there. Sometimes we walk, we just want to get to the destination. No, we're not really aware that we walk. And I think we have a place where we walk the talk. Not long ago, I saw this image. I was out on the street. I saw this young lady was wearing her high heel shoe with her cell phone. It was walking and talking on the phone. Somehow as she tripped, she gets her shoe and she gets stuck in the street pole home. And I felt kind of sorry for her. Sorry for her. So it's just like when we walk, we have so much stuff in our mind, we're not aware of the feet. We can not really enjoy that we walk. We're not really there with life. And sometimes we walk along with friends or loved ones, we're not really aware that they're actually there. We're not really there. So our practice is to be mindful when we walk. When we take steps, we know that we are taking a step. And our practice is to arrive in every moment. We walk is not that we get to the destination, but we walk is to enjoy that we are walking. Think of it like this. I mean, at this moment that we are young, physically healthy, we have 2 feet, are very capable of walking, in very good conditions. Whereas there are people who won't be able to walk, or some of them may have some kind of illness that very difficult for them to walk. And whereas we can walk freely. Just think of that, you rise of that. And when you make that step, how wonderful it is to be able to walk on earth. And to be able to kiss the Mother Earth, as Sister Tang Lim shared earlier. It's so wonderful. So practicing mindfulness, it helps us to be aware and to appreciate what life is about. All of these conditions that we have, that we be able to appreciate and enjoy. And for me, that every time I do walking, it helps me to relax. Especially when I'm in a very stressful environment or in some kind of difficult situation, and I just take a walk. And here I think that we live in the Pacific Northwest. The nature is so beautiful. I mean, it's here, surrounded by water and wood. Just taking a walk in the woods outside, it can be very healing. Let the Mother Nature taking care of us, it can be very well taken care of. So in this retreat, we have a lot of opportunities to practice walking meditation. Not only that during the walking meditation session is scheduled, but also that we can practice walking between the meditation hall to the dining hall, or between your dormitory, which is from your cabin, to the restrooms, or to the meditation hall in the morning. So let us apply, put us in practice to see how it feels to be able to walk with the awareness. And as you see that really calm and very peaceful. And if we be able to walk like that, we feel like we're a free person, so that we don't actually carry any projects, any thinkings in our mind. But we walk, basically we enjoy walking, we bring the mind back to the body. And like Sister Tang Lim shared earlier today, is that when we walk, and there are a couple of techniques that we can use to practice walking meditation. When we take in one in breath, we take 2 or 3 steps. And when we take one out breath, we take another 3 or 4 steps. And it depends on the capacity of our lung. And some of us, our breathing might be longer than the others. But we walk very natural. And we can coordinate between our breathing and our steps. Why are we doing that? We're doing that so that we can bring the mind down to our feet, so that the mind doesn't think. We have the monkey mind. We think a lot. This is the Father Pop shared earlier. 80% of our thinking is not beneficial. So the practice is generate mindfulness and concentration. And the second technique is you can use, what we do is we have the gata, I have arrived, I am home. We take one in breath, and you take 2 or 3 steps and say, I have arrived. And you take an out breath, take another 3 or 4 steps, I am home. You can try that. So those are 2 basic techniques that we can apply for walking meditation to help us to really bring the mind to the body. So basically just focus on the feet. And let us invite Sister Ted-Yi to share with us a little bit about the eating meditation. Some other practices that inspire us to share with us.
Dear friends, we have 3 meals a day and only 2 sessions of sitting meditation a day. So obviously, if we want to practice intelligently, we want to make the best use of those activities that we normally do in our daily life and bring it into the realm of mindfulness. Right? If we sit very peacefully and in a concentrated way, but then every meal we eat, we're dispersed, it's as if we're taking 1 step forward mindfully and 3 steps back very unmindfully. So eating it can be an avenue of awakening too. It's called eating meditation. Earlier this evening we were shared about the practice, but I'd just like to share for those of us who may not have been here for dinner. Before I was a nun, I lived a very dispersed life. I would travel and I would stop along the way to eat. Every day I would drop by a convenience store and pick up something to eat and eat it in the car on my way to the next place that I was working. And if I were to ask myself what it was that I ate, I wouldn't have even been able to tell you. Because I ate without awareness. I just bought something, stuffed it down, got it over with, and was on to my next activity. And this is a way of consuming that's very unhealthy, actually, right? Because when you eat quickly and without awareness, first of all, the choices that you choose, most likely fast food is junky food, right? It's not healthy. Secondly, when you eat, you don't digest it well. You're taking big bites, you're not chewing it well, you're not helping your body digest it through the very simple way of chewing well, mastication, allowing the digestion to begin up here. Thirdly, you're not really enjoying your food. I mean, I like junk food, but I would just, it was in my mouth for few seconds and then it was down the gullet. So you can't really even taste and enjoy what you're eating. Now imagine if you're sitting at home with your mom or dad, or in our monastery, our brothers and sisters, and each meal is not something that comes from nowhere. There's a lot of love and care that's put into each meal. And imagine eating that food in that way, just shoveling it down, pushing aside the plate, and getting on to your next activity. What a waste. What a pity for that relationship that you could have had with the food, the appreciation you could have watered in yourself for the love and care that your mother, your father, your brothers and sisters have put into making that dish. So mindful eating meditation, helps us to wake up to the miracle of this nutriment coming into our body. It's not a given that we can eat well, it's a training, right? How many of us here are aware of in our daily routine, aware of where the snack, what are they called, snack machines are on campus, or snack machines in the areas? How many of us are can pretty much recognize where they are. Okay, how many of us are aware of the nearest health food store? Okay, thank you. You see, there are, depending on our habit of eating, we will be drawn to certain lifestyles. If we learn how to practice to slow down and really what we call savor the food, if you, believe it or not, you can actually savor tofu by eating it slowly. You can savor a piece of bread by eating it slowly and really tasting it. If we train to savor our food, we will less likely go out and go the junky way, because junk food is really just a blast of, it's like the equivalent of blasting your body with hormones. It's like, this is, when you train your mind to enjoy the subtler nuances of food, you won't go in the route of junk food, convenient fast food. So here, every day we have 3 meals, lovingly, carefully prepared for us by our uncles and aunts. They put time aside while we are enjoying the retreat to practice, to put care and love in energy into the food so that we can receive it. So part of our practice is with appreciation. When we take the food up, we slow down. We serve ourselves from the serving table carefully, so we see what we're picking up. We will be learning more about consumption in this retreat, but food is one of the major ways that we consume or distract ourselves. Sometimes when we are upset, we try to fill that void with food. And often when we do that, we are not moderate. We take in a lot of food. So this is a practice to become aware of our habit energy, our relationship with food. Some people have great relationships with food. They see it as a way to nurture themselves, to maintain a balance. Some people have an unhealthy relationship with food. So here, when we serve ourselves, we have a chance to be with our breath, observe as we take the food physically, bodily, what we're picking up, how quickly we're picking up, how moderately we're picking up the food. We have a chance to see if we are impatient, or if we are compassionate and considerate to the people around us. When we sit down to eat and we look at the food, we are aware, we can become aware of where this food came from. In Blue Cliff, we order tofu. We pick up our tofu from a tofu plant, so we know where that tofu comes from. There are fruits and vegetables that don't belong in the local area, and you know they've been shipped or transported here from many miles away. And those of you who have an interest in the environment, eating meditation is a way for us to invest awareness into knowing how to better take care of the earth by eating locally, supporting the local environment. But if we don't know what we're putting in our body, then we can't even walk that path, right? So first of all, being aware, this is a piece of orange, this is a banana. Being aware that this food came from where, how many miles away. Being aware of the flavor as it enters our mouth, how impatient we feel, what emotions are we eating with? Are we eating with in a space of peace, or are we eating in agitation? For those of us who have a very busy schedule, it's very hard to eat peacefully. We need to find creative ways to make time so that when we eat, we don't end up getting indigestion, because we're eating too quickly, we're eating with worry, and we're running as we're eating. When I became a nun and I started practicing eating meditation, similar to Brother Hup's sharing, it wasn't my favorite practice because I had such a strong habit of eating unmindfully, and it took some time to become used to the rhythm of my brothers and sisters and not feel like I was forcing myself. But we just had a few days together, So, since we will be sitting together in silence, and we're asking you to stay seated until the bell is invited, you might as well take that time to eat more slowly. Because if you eat quickly, you'll be sitting there for 15 minutes watching other people eat. Not so fun. So you might as well just slow down, meaning you can chew more often, 30 to 50 times, until the food gets really, really yucky in your mouth, really slimy and basically liquid in your mouth, but tasty. Right? Take time to chew and just chew more slowly. One of the favorite practices of our brothers and sisters is they put down their spoon or their chopsticks or their fork between what's it called? Bites, thank you. Yeah, between bites, so that they're not in the habit of shoveling food into their mouth. You know, that's a habit. Sometimes you have a bowl and just. So you take a bite, you put it down, you chew 30 or 50 times. When you're aware you're picking up the spoon again and you chew. So that's eating meditation. And we are also aware that because we as retreatants are eating, we also ask for your support to help out. It's called Sangha service, to help out to maintain the rhythm of the retreat, so everyone has a chance to rest, everyone has a chance to participate. So because we consume, we also need to clean up, we also need to help prepare the food in certain ways. And if you look at your schedule, on your schedule there is, after breakfast, there's a short working meditation session. We bring everything, our daily activities, into the realm of meditation. We have different areas, different families assigned. You are assigned to different families. Some of us may be pot washing. Some of us may be cleaning toilets or helping to put the food out on the table. Some of us may be helping in the meditation hall. Yes, and especially chopping vegetables, right? Because 150 people, that's a lot of mouths, so we need a lot of hands to help out. The spirit of our meditation, working meditation, is that we do it, first of all, with a heart of joy. So it may, because we call it work, it may feel like drudgery. But in the spirit of a retreat, we take it as an opportunity to continue to learn about ourselves. Everything that we do, we pair with awareness of the breath. We become aware of how we move, how we carry ourselves, what kind of energy we are carrying as we do this task or not. Chopping vegetables unmindfully means losing a finger, right? We chop vegetables with love. We chop it so that we can invest our care and love, just like the cooks are investing their care and love in the food. So in the monastery, our brothers and sisters, when they look at a pot of soup and they see how the food is prepared, they can feel, they can sense to what degree the person was mindful, was attentive and caring. And so when we chop the vegetables, we also have a chance to see and train our mind to be loving, caring. Same thing with cleaning toilets. It's not the most favorite thing of a chore in daily life, but if we know how to make it into an exploration of our body and mind, we use it as a training to slow down and not try to get it done in order to get it done, in order to do something else, but enjoy each moment. Then we will find that it opens up doors for us about our mind, about our body. Okay? So we invite you to enjoy working meditation, just like eating meditation, just like sitting meditation, as an opportunity to learn about ourselves. I believe there are a number of other practices. So, we'll share about the practice of noble silence, and then we will come to our Dharma discussion and working groups after that.
Thank you, Sister Tegi. So now I would like to share, last but not least, about noble silence. For me, this practice is very crucial and very important for my practice. I remember before I became a monk, noble silence was very difficult. It was very challenging for me. I was working in a very hectic, fast-paced environment, always listening to people screaming and complaining and so on. And it was very difficult for me to be able to find a peaceful time, a peaceful place, just to be able to sit and to breathe and come back to myself. I remember that when I was at work, usually I had lunch during my break time, and I used my lunch time to go to a church to listen, just to be able to go in and just listen to myself, just stay quiet. I used to work in downtown Seattle, and across the freeway, the I-5, is the St. James Church, very beautiful cathedral across the street. So I used to go over there during lunchtime, just to go in, just sit down, and just be able to find a peaceful moment, and to be able to listen to myself. And sometimes just to go in there, and then even though in not a very peaceful environment inside a church, I still be able to hear that I'm still arguing with my clients, or hearing them complaining. So the noble silent practice, not only do we practice to be silent, to be quiet with the mouth, not talking, but also to be silent with the thoughts. And for me, that is one of the difficult things to practice, but that is something that's going to be very healing if we can do that. And in this retreat, we do have hours that we actually honors the practice of noble silence, and we invite you to practice with us and to support the collective energy of how we can generate the mindfulness together. And as you can look in the schedule, so the noble silence begin at 9:30 every night during this retreat. So when the last activity is done, when we go back to our dormitory, or we go back to our cabin, we are invited to practice noble silence. That means that we don't talk or share with our friends and our neighbors. Even though we want to go to restrooms, we need to use the restroom, and we just need to practice to be very mindful of whatever we do, and we just be aware of what the thought is actually coming up, and actually listen to it to see what it says. Because we often, as Sister Tegyam shared earlier about habit energy, we tend to act, we tend to speak based on what we are thinking. Thought doesn't arise. And when the thoughts arise so quickly, and we are not mindful enough, and then we say things that we regret later, right? When we do things that we may regret later. So practicing noble silence is something that's very noble. It's allow us to actually to come back and listen to see, okay, what is that dear friends are telling us to do in there? In there. Be able to listen to ourselves. And when we be able to listen to ourselves, it's at the same time as give us an opportunity to be in the other person's shoe, to hear what are we whining inside in our mind. Okay, when we don't do that, and we project it out. Our action, our speech depends on our thoughts, and our thoughts relies on our habit energy. So this practice is very, very beneficial and help us to really come back and be aware of what is going on. So the 9:30 we'll go back to the dormitory and practice over silent until after breakfast. So in the morning we get up, we continue to practice over silent. I don't know what about you, but for me, when I go to sleep, everything is calm and peaceful. In the morning, as soon as I get up, the mind starts working. Then it starts think about this, think about that, think about this, think about that. And this is an opportunity to come back to myself, just to breathe and just listen what is going on within my mind. And again, we live in this very beautiful setting. There's a lot of trees